Hey, what's up guys? Today, I'll show you a horror film, Road Train. Spoiler ahead, watch out and take care. The movie begins in the vast terrain of the Australian outback. A group of 4 young friends is taking a road trip through the outback. They divided themselves into 2 tents for sleeping. Marcus is in one tent with his blonde girlfriend Liz, while his best friend Craig is in another tent with his current girlfriend Nina. Craig and Nina start doing a smelly workout, and their hormone noises wake up Liz. Liz tries to seduce Marcus too, but he does not have it. He turns his back on Liz as the other couple finally quiets down. Marcus sardonically tells Liz not to worry, because Craig will get tired of his new girlfriend soon, implying that Liz has feelings for Craig. Sunrise comes, and Nina steps out of their tent to take in the majestic view of the outback. The group shares breakfast together before going out into the road again. Marcus and Craig have a moment where Craig asks the former if he's truly okay about what happened. This implies that the 2 best friends previously went through a rough patch. Marcus smiles and assures Craig that he's fine. Craig is driving when they catch a glimpse of a huge road train coming up behind them. At first, Craig and Marcus are excited to see a road train in person. However, the vehicle inexplicably rear-ends their SUV, causing them to jolt in their seats. Craig gets pissed and decides to show off and overtake the road train as payback. As they pass by the road train, Liz shows her middle finger to the truck driver. Marcus warns Craig not to do anything risky, since the car is owned by his mother. In retaliation, the road train runs them off the road. Their SUV flips a couple of times, before finally crashing. The car is completely broken, but the 3 of them are fine. However, Craig breaks his arms, and his bone is jutting out of his flesh. Nina applies first aid and puts his arm in a sling. Marcus tries to be optimistic by saying that they have enough supplies to last them 1 week in the outback. But Nina interjects that Craig's injury is serious and he won't last long without proper medical care. They see the road train parked down the highway. They begin to think that maybe the driver is regretting his decision to run them off the road and that he now wants to help them. So Marcus and Liz decide to talk to the driver, while Nina stays behind to watch Craig. Marcus and Liz slowly approach the huge road train. However, there is no one in the driver's seat. Liz tries to open the cargo compartment of the car, but Nina and Craig suddenly appear. Meanwhile, Marcus sits in the driver's seat and suggests that they just drive the car. Craig finds himself staring at the truck and getting lost in his thoughts. Suddenly, they hear gunshots coming from nearby. In the distance, a figure wearing brown clothes is running toward them. They think this is the truck driver and that he's angry at them. Afraid that the driver will shoot them, the group gets inside the truck and Marcus drives it. The figure shoots at the window as Marcus starts the car and honks the horn with glee. They manage to take a few bottles of water with them, and they plan to drive to the next town and inform the police about what happened. The radio turns on by itself. Marcus keeps driving for some time, but they all eventually doze off. They experience some surreal demonic dreams, and the next thing they know, they have turned down another road and up a hill. Marcus doesn't remember turning the road train off the highway. He can no longer start the truck either, and even if he does, the vehicle is so big that there's no room to turn around. At this point, Craig is already delirious because of his injury and doesn't know the severity of the situation. Liz suddenly remembers that she saw a shack a couple of kilometers away, and she thinks they should go there. Once again, Marcus and Liz go off together to the shack, while Nina and Craig stay behind in the truck. While walking, Liz and Marcus get into an argument, and it's revealed that she slept with Craig before that. The road trip was their chance to repair their relationship and friendship. Marcus has already forgiven Craig, but is still acting cold toward Liz. Meanwhile, Nina grabs a rock and attempts to open the truck's locked compartment. She can't open it, so she decides to check the fuel tank. She discovers that it's bone dry. However, there is a pipe running below the truck that is filled with a mysterious red liquid. Liz and Marcus reach the highway, but Marcus wants to stay behind and wait for a passing vehicle. Liz disagrees with him and chooses to go on her own and find the shack. Back in the truck, Nina sees a plane in the sky. She goes out and tries to light a fire with some branches to signal the plane. She leaves Craig behind, who starts to hallucinate wolves with glowing red eyes and a crimson red sky over a desert. He wakes up and discovers a hole in the car seat with a key inside it. He takes the key and uses it to unlock the truck compartment. He hears the growling of wolves inside his head as he climbs inside. Meanwhile, Marcus is still waiting by the highway. He is so thirsty that he pees inside an empty water bottle and forces himself to drink it to hydrate himself. In the distance, he sees the same figure holding a gun and wearing brown clothes. Marcus quickly runs away. Liz finally locates the shack. However, it's already abandoned and run down. Inside, she finds some unlabeled cans and opens them. The cans contain the same mysterious red liquid inside the pipe of the truck. Due to her hunger, she slurps down the liquid. To her horror, she realizes that there are people's shoes and clothes strewn around the chair she's sitting on. She picks up a boot and discovers human remains inside it. The truck driver catches up to Marcus. Marcus throws the pee inside the bottle on him so he can escape, but the driver overpowers him. A gunshot echoes through the terrain. Craig emerges from the compartment, possessed by the demonic entity residing in the truck. Liz runs back to the truck and frantically tries to restart it. Nina finds her and informs Liz that Craig is gone. Liz is deeply scared, so she just tells Nina to get inside the truck because they need to leave. Marcus appears holding the gun and wearing the driver's clothes. He appears to have gone mad as well. He points the gun at the girls and forces them out of the truck. When he hears Liz's frightened gasps, he comes to his senses and lowers the gun. Instead, he points it at the truck. Nina picks up a heavy wrench and bashes him on the head with it. Together, they tie him to the truck's underside. Liz and Nina climb back into the truck and attempt to drive it backward out of the hill. Unbeknownst to them, Craig has untied Marcus. He has a devilish glint in his eyes, and he is no longer bothered by his broken arm. Marcus tells him that the driver killed himself, and they have to get away from the truck, which is why he attempted to shoot it earlier. Craig punches Marcus and then forces him down to the ground. As Liz backs the truck, the tire squishes Marcus' body and kills him. Craig disappears again before Nina can discover Marcus' dead body. The two girls are in shock, and Liz starts to act weird due to the red liquid she ingested. Nina is resolved to get out of there, so she orders Liz to guide her as she backs the truck. But Liz sneaks away and drinks more of the red liquid. Craig appears and tells Liz that Nina won't be making it on the adventure just for the two of them. Nina comes out of the cab to look for Liz, and she discovers that Marcus' body is gone. Liz couldn't care less, and she even jokes about it. Nina is in disbelief and just instructs her to help as she backs the truck again. Liz gets distracted by Craig again, who tells her that he loves her. He leads her inside the truck compartment. Nina dozes off and is awakened by the sounds of Liz's scream coming from the compartment. She climbs out and encounters Craig. He tells her that he got the truck working. He tries to get her to come inside the compartment, but Nina is now suspicious after hearing Liz's voice again, so she pushes Craig inside. She gets back inside the truck and attempts to maneuver it out of the dirt road. She successfully gets the road train back into the hallway. There, she stops the truck and checks on Craig, who begs her to let him out. She's intrigued by the pipe under the truck again and sees that red liquid is dripping from it. Nina decides to open another compartment. She's greeted by the sight of a conveyor belt, mashing and squeezing Marcus' remains and feeding the extracted red liquid into the truck. It's now clear that the demonic truck runs on people's flesh and blood. The shack that Liz earlier went to also housed the remains of the truck's past victims. Nina runs out of the compartment and drives the truck to seek help. She glimpses a small car with a U-Haul behind it. Nina thinks that she's finally safe, but the demon-possessed Craig and Liz appear and wrestle the steering wheel from her. Craig crashes the road train into the U-Haul and causes it to crash on the side of the road. Nina fights back and manages to push Liz out of the truck. The truck also eventually crashes, and Nina loses consciousness. When she wakes up, Craig is outside dragging Liz's dead body into the compartment. Nina is horrified by Craig's actions, but he just glibly invites her to join him on a hellish road trip, trawling for victims on the road. He tries to convince her that because she loves him, she should trust that they should be together. Nina begrudgingly agrees and helps him load Liz's body into the compartment so he can feed her to the truck. But Nina is just pretending. She kicks Craig's smelly ass and tries to lock him inside, but he overpowers her and carries her inside the compartment. He's about to feed her in the grinder, but she knocks him out and locks the door. Craig recovers and chases Nina through the woods. He catches up to her and gets her in a headlock. She elbows him and knocks his bag sideways. Inside the bag is the driver's gun. Nina grabs it and points it at Craig. He tries to appeal to her conscience and even says that he loves her. But Nina knows that the Craig she knew and loved was gone and replaced by a demon, so she pulls the trigger and kills him. Nina emerges out of the woods and sees that the couple that Craig had caused to crash earlier is now near the road train. She begins to run toward them to warn them away from the demonic road train, but when the couple sees her, they get scared. Like at the beginning of the film, the couple heard the gunshots and are scared that this mysterious figure from the forest will hurt them. This is an endless cycle where a traveler will get run off the road by the devil truck, and then they will get scared by gunshots and a mysterious figure running toward them, not knowing that it's the truck's previous victim wanting to save them. The driver that the friends saw earlier was also just trapped by the road train and was trying to warn them, not shoot them. The couple gets inside the truck and drives off, ensuring that the cycle has restarted, and the road train has new victims now. The movie ends with Nina being left behind on the road. She rummages through the wreck of the couple's car and U-Haul and wraps a blanket around herself. She sits down and stares into nothing, knowing all too well what will happen to the couple. This is Daniel CC Movie Channel. Stay safe and enjoy your day.